Hi everyone, welcome to Soaring Alignment. I'm Julie.
And I'm Denise. Hello, everybody.
Oh, we're so happy and excited to be here again. And we've been chatting just beforehand to catch up on, what's been happening in our own lives. And we're just really excited to be able to share with you everything that's been going on. So yeah, Denise, what's been happening for you since our last video?
So for me, it really feels like I've been reflecting a lot on not even overthinking, but I've been in a process where I see all these parts of self, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
rising up and realizing, it's not to actually feel bad about my past or things or patterns, old patterns. And it's this big shift because I feel like there's so much more awareness coming in at the moment, and where you see like, oh wow, I just reacted like that, why did I do that? Or little things, it can be just so subtle, but it feels like really big shifts are happening at the moment. And then because of that also really seeing the whole of myself. I think that's really what's going on for me at the moment. So it wasn't always easy and nice. So there have been like a few things that came up for me that have been like, wow, okay, intense. But
Yes.
yeah, but now I just feel like because of that as well, it's like the dark and the light, you can't really have one without the other. Because of that,
Yes.
like I'm looking at all the facets and possibilities and options of self. And because of that, I feel like stronger within myself as well, because I've shone light onto areas that I haven't looked at for a while.
Yes. Oh, because what I was hearing when you were speaking is that self-love, that seeing all parts of yourself and still loving those parts because there's nothing wrong with them. They're just an aspect.
That's right. And if something is coming up in life, I think then it's about, if you don't like it, don't give yourself a hard time about it. You've done it again, or you've thought the same way again, or reacted the same way again, but then make a shift to the just, if you don't like it, then the next time you don't do it that way, but you do it a different way.
Yeah, exactly. Not being hard on ourselves and
Yes.
like that idea of making a mistake or, whatever it might be. Yeah, but to actually know that it's an opportunity to change and do things differently.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah. And yeah, it's funny. I mean, we share, this journey that we share, we always have a lot of synchronicities, and that's what I felt as well. Just it's almost like the parts that haven't been recognized in the past are coming back because there's almost like they've been pushed away, or I don't know, been like, no, that's not me, or that it's, and just I had that similar experience of just almost like having this top view and just seeing all of those parts of myself. And yeah, there was no judgment actually. It was just like, oh, that's interesting. And almost old memories are coming back as well. I didn't mention to you before, but old memories are coming back as well, which is, yeah, really interesting. And then also, yeah, like you're seeing in other people, like people around me, and I think it's a shift that everyone's experiencing, like starting to question, oh, what's triggering me to do that, or why am I doing that? It's really a beautiful process actually to see people start to have that awareness.
I've seen that as well. It's really heightened at the moment, like family and friends here, where they suddenly, and they're not into this kind of work, they're not into meditation, but where they suddenly go like, oh, wow, I just had this moment. And it's awareness, it's consciousness and awareness. And where they realize that, take actually that moment, take a breath. And yeah, for me to hear that, it's so exciting.
Isn't it? Yeah, because that's where our empowerment comes from, when we start to realize that actually we're not what we think we are. We're more powerful than that. And when we start to let go of those limiting ideas about ourselves, then our world really opens up to more possibilities.
Yes.
And
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like what we talked about earlier between the two of us. It's like that, not to buy into the victimhood anymore, and yet you can shift, right? Doesn't matter what happens in the outside world, it's up to you however you shift from here, however you act and react. And that's true empowerment that's really coming in. And
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, with this eclipses coming in, the eclipse season, that's connected to older times as well. I'm pretty sure it was 2008, but if you look back, or look it up even before you do that, it's of course it brings up old stuff and things that we've maybe even forgotten or pushed away from us. But then it's like, oh no, hang on, without all these experiences, I wouldn't be the person who I am right now. And
Yes, exactly.
stopping to have us, it's like so limiting. We're putting ourselves always still in these little packages, and instead of just going like, no, hang on, we can be that divinity,
Yeah.
be unlimited or limitless.
Limitless. Yeah, I think so. And also that, like you were saying as well, that really taking back that power, because it's so easy to say, oh, that's what they're doing, I can't change that, or there's this thing happening out there, and it's that old idea, that system matrix thinking, that we can't do anything about our lives and everything is happening to us. But once we start to let go of that old conditioning, it's like anything's possible, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so good. It's great already. I feel like that whole energy shift, and it's so lovely to bounce back our thoughts and share it with everybody here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shall we go into the cards already, you think, and see what they have?
Yes, I think so. I was just going to say, like, for some people, maybe it doesn't feel that way and it can feel a bit challenging. And that's part of the journey as well, to just be with that experience, because the more that we can allow and not judge ourselves, the more then that becomes a process of self-love, and going into more, because it's not always an easy process, especially different parts of the journey. But that's just what was coming through.
Thanks for sharing that. It makes even for me, hearing that, it really makes sense. And it's always that, not to it's so easy to go down with certain things like that, and we can do all the work we are doing, but still happens, of course.
Oh yes. Can definitely attest to that. Yeah, okay, brilliant. So shall we start with the tarot then?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh gosh, there's a bit. I don't want to take 10 cards at the same time. Let's see. Oh, they're really jumpy today, so it's not surprising with all the energy that's going on at the moment. What's the message for us?
That was a really jumpy one.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Nearly
very much so.
Up the right to the show. Jesus.
Yeah, it's like woohoo. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, hopefully you can see we've got the 5 of Cups. And for me, when I see this card, it can, be someone who feels a bit dejected or feel a bit down, because the cups represent our emotions, and you're looking at the cups that have fallen over, so the things that have gone wrong in our lives, and just being a bit down about that. But what he's not seeing are the 2 cups that are still there, upright. And so it's almost like, when life feels tough and you're kind of feeling a bit low or down on yourself, remember that there's actually good stuff happening as well, and not to fall into that trap that everything is bad, because the reality is that there's always good stuff happening, there's always not so good stuff happening. And yeah, if we go into that cycle of, oh, it's all rubbish and then that's where the energy flows. And so it's okay to feel bad and down, but once you've given yourself space to be in that, remember, have that gratitude for what you do have, even though it might feel small. But having running water, having a bed to sleep in, having the sunshine for a few minutes, something like that.
Yeah, oh, beautiful. I got goosebumps actually when you talked about.
Oh, did you? Oh, lovely. And then the first card that jumped out was the hangman. And so the Hangman is it's actually a card of awakening. And interesting enough, we're talking about that awareness. And so it might feel like things aren't happening because this guy's tied up and nothing is moving, but actually he's got that light around his head, so he is waking up. And so it might feel in life that you're struggling or things aren't going the way that you wanted to, but what we don't always see from a human perspective is what's really happening and the gifts that are really coming out for us. So again, if you look at your life and going, what have I actually achieved, what have I done, know that there's a lot of things that you probably haven't given yourself credit for, and also that you're probably going through a moment of awakening and enlightenment and awareness of things, and just to be with that and to give yourself because we focus so much on our physical goals, like material things, and we it's in society we're not often valued for what we're experiencing, and it really is part of that is to value that part of yourself as well. Like that's what I feel from this card, as well as what I said before. And then we get the Page of Cups, and then for me this is out of the court cards, he's the first card for the cups, the emotions and everything. So it's almost like a new beginning of our emotional selves. And it's it's kind of like when you give yourself that space to become more aware, then you create more opportunities to be in that feeling emotional space. And I also feel with him, it's also staying grounded, because behind him the waves are going, and the waves represent our emotions as well. So even when things are feeling a bit tough, really stay grounded and observe, really be the observer of what's happening, if that's what's applying for you at the moment. But the more that you can open yourself up to to look into what's causing issues, what's causing you the most pain and all that type of stuff, having that awareness will really open up the world for yourself, or the possibilities as well. And then we had the Three of Swords, and this one can be heartbreak. But what I feel with this one, because the swords represent our thoughts, it's the thoughts that actually create heartbreak. So what are the thoughts that you're having that are creating you heartbreak? Because in reality, they're just thoughts or beliefs, but they're not the reality. So if you are feeling that pain in your life, it's that time for exploration, opportunity to really understand why is that causing me pain? Because a lot of the time it's our ego cells. And I'm not saying that the ego is bad or good, it's just more that part of ourselves that wants to hold on to an old story, doesn't want to let go, and say, well, actually I can let that story go now, it's not true, or I can let that belief go now, because often we have these things because they're comfortable and they're protection. But it's time to let go of all of that to free ourselves up. So yeah, it's really an opportunity to expand and let go of those things, like let them fall out so that the heart can be shining and whole. Yeah. So,
wow.
A more deeper reading than I expected.
Felt also energetically really deep.
Yeah.
Lengthy, but like so deep. I just really went into this state of like, wow, really listening and feeling it in my body. And it's like with the heart, and I feel like it's all the self-limitation again as well, they're all pretty much pointing into the same direction, but with the heart it's all these not old stories, and not even romance, but even how we perceive ourselves. And that self-love is so important, to actually accept yourself, and for really loving yourself for who you are, because we've all come a far and long way. It's really good to give yourself a tap on the back and look back at where you came from and who are you now. And if they're not really what you like, then change it. Yes, I really like that. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I see with these guys. And you know what who came in with me today? I have this, I share this quickly. It's a red amethyst.
Oh, wow. I've not seen one of those before.
Oh yeah. So I got
Lovely.
different colors. You get green amethyst as well. And I just like the
Mm.
structure of this one. And actually, this one is very much about, of course, amethyst usually is about opening your crown and being more aware and alignment. But this one is actually so much about reflecting about self-love for me anyway.
Mm.
It can bring in romance and things like that as well. But I really feel like with the cards that just came up, I wasn't actually going to show this little one, but with the cards that you
Oh.
just mentioned, it's like, wow, it's really that, the accepting self on all
Mm.
levels of our being.
There's so much strength from that one as well. It feels really solid.
So yeah, it's very grounding, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's like
yeah, yes,
it's very earthy for an amethyst. Yeah.
that's right.
Soak it in.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it reminds me of mountains as well, and that strength that you have
Yeah.
in nature. Yeah, beautiful.
Amazing. There's heaps coming in that little reading here, I feel.
Yeah.
Let's see, any other messages for us and everybody out there about the second part of April? I got one jumpy one as well, sorry.
They all jumped in today.
Oh, where's this gonna take us? Let me see, get another card for this. Ah, yeah. Oop, and okay, where are we heading with this? Okay. So the first one I got is number 56, the challenge. Sorry for the reflection.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, so the challenge is, I think it might have come up once before. It's not a bad card at all. It's actually about awareness and consciousness. It makes you stop in your tracks instead of keep running. It's like when you're running through the bush and it gets denser and denser, same like with life, so much going on. To actually stop in your tracks and reflect, bring awareness, mindfulness, and consciousness back into each moment, especially when you're facing a situation. You don't always have to answer straight away, actually reflect and think about what you want to do next, where you want to go next, what you want to say next. There's spaciousness. This card brings a lot of spaciousness today, I feel.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
56, so that turns into 11 in numerology as well, which is a master number. And then I got this one was the one that jumped out. It's a trickster card with no number on it, and it's this little fairy sitting on this mushroom. And for me, it feels like he's really leaning in to say, all right, so what are we going to do from here now? And it's, I asked for as like a sub card to get me further insights to see what this is all about. And actually, the next two cards, I feel they're all connected. So we got Into Minds, number 51, and number 15, the Elven Knight. I show him here on this side. So for me, these cards combined, the three of them, it's very much about, we can't be always in two minds. It's exactly what we talked about now. It's up to you. Do you want to stay in victimhood? You want to make a change, or you want to stay even captivated? Because the Elven Knight is like an energy that keeps you captivated, but it's a reflection of your mind. And again, it's both cards speak about the mind, and it's a fairy without the number. He is the one that goes up. Where are you going to take it from here? It's always up to you. It's not, we can't find the outside answer to all these things. It's always going to come from inside. And that's what I feel at the moment. It's so, the inwards journey is so strong and so beautiful, even though it's intense and sometimes painful, but it's like so gorgeous to tap into that. And so these cards combined for me, they ask you all to not, be aware when it happens that you have these two thought patterns. and just to come back out of the mind, drop back into your heart space, and then take action from there. And don't get stuck for too long, because we all have these two mindsets. We all have sub personalities. We all want to do this thing, and then, oh, this could be bad for me, maybe I shouldn't do it. And just, either just go for it until you feel satisfied, or don't do it and do something different. Absolutely. It feels very much, they're very mind orientated and very much about the change of the energy that's coming in. And I got the one more card, and it's number 34, Tink.
Yes.
Yeah, and Tink is the one that really brings things into movement and motion. She's the one that's putting her hands on the hips, going, enough is enough. I don't want to buy into that anymore. I start to see how I undermine myself. There's even self-sabotage coming up with that, and how we react with people. Perhaps in your cases, this could be a situation in life with family or friends around you as well, or if you feel like you're getting undermined by other people, to actually make a stand now. It's empowerment. And this is really what this all is about, is the true empowerment of self. And that's coming in, and she's sharing her energy to go like, all right, we can all do it. Enough is enough, even if it's reflecting into yourself, to go like, all right, I had enough of this now. My old thought patterns, they don't serve me anymore. I want to let it go. And perhaps do it now with the full moon coming. With it feels so strong. I saw the moon yesterday on my getting back home. It wasn't too late yet. It was so, I looked at it, I was so mesmerized, and it feels like so strong. So maybe with the full moon coming, you guys can all have a moment and reflect upon certain things and what you want to let go of as well.
Yes.
And then
Maybe write it down as well, like just to really solidify it. Like this is what I intend to let go of, and I'm choosing to let go of, and really make it a statement.
Yes.
To make
I
it
see
strong.
that with the crossroads. I see that the two ways, two paths opening up. You can always go that way or that way. And if you decide for this way, and you yet again one more time go that way, don't give yourself a hard time about it either. It's just about, that constant change that's coming in for all of us at the moment, where we say, okay, this is enough now. I'm gonna choose this way. And it's up to you, make your decision. There's no right or wrong here. It's all going to be either more learning or incredible unfolding, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Now I could just feel it in my heart.
Me too. I had to take this deep breaths. Sorry, it's just like wow, and I feel it with the solar plexus as well, and just like very strong. And with your cards combined as well, it's just it's really shifting us and making us really look at certain things now. There's no more fluffing around.
Oh, exactly. There's no need to hide from ourselves. There's nothing. Just go for it and just do it. Do the work. And it can be a bit uncomfortable and all that type of stuff. But like you were saying, Denise, we've been holding ourselves back for so long, and it's not saying that it's our fault. And it's the conditions that we've been in. But now, as we become more aware that story is old and doesn't work and isn't right, then we can do things differently.
That's
the choice
right.
is ours.
And it's like that, be bold and just do it, just go for it,
Exactly.
Lifetime right now, in this expression, you might as well go for it. No hope. Don't be shy, or just embrace life. That's how it feels. Oh God, I want to do stretches now. I feel like in my heart space, like wow,
it's happening for us as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That was perfect. So nice. Thank you for the reading all the time.
Oh, thank you. And thank you everyone as well for watching and all your supportive and loving messages. We both appreciate it, don't we? It's just
absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope this brings you joy and helps you a little bit on the path, as it does for us. And then we check back in beginning of next month.
That's right. Yeah. And just remember, this is just coming through now, you're always supported throughout this. And if you can always ask your ancestors, your spirit, your star family, we have so much support at the moment, and we're not alone, and it just feels so strong. So really just tap into that as well.
It's so tangible now, isn't it? It's like real, like everything, all the facets are coming together and everything, like the veils are dropping so much. It's all here right now. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, so good. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Excellent. You everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching,
Yeah,
and I see you soon, Julie.
absolutely. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.